Greetings from the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Advertising. Stan Jabalisco here with a book review of sorts, and we're going to review of a life and a person. When I was a little kid, my dad, it must have been my dad, bought me a book entitled Rickenbacker. That was the title of the book, and it had a picture of this guy, this kind of battle-worn, tough-looking guy on the front, and it was a thick book, and I was maybe only 10 years old, and I thought, how am I going to get through this book? I mean, what do I want to read all this stuff for? Who is this guy? And you know, autobiographies are oftentimes a little bit dull and introspective and navel-gazing, like some of you would probably say some of my videos are. But this book wasn't like that at all. I started out reading that book and I was immediately engaged as a little kid growing up in Minnesota in the 1960s. This guy really went through a lot in his life, and he told the stories of those events without any particular embellishment other than the sheer magnitude of intensity of his experience. It's very difficult to describe writing that good. You just can't. I mean, if you could probably do it yourself, and I know I try, but I really can't. And as I read through this book, it started out describing an accident he had when he was a kid. I think it was a sledding accident or something. And he described it in just blow-by-blow terms without being overly dramatic. He just sort of deadpanned, the thing slid over my legs and practically cut them off. You know, and things like that. Now, I never had an accident that bad when I was a kid. I did whack my head on a baseball backstop once and lost about probably a quart of blood, something like that. That scared the hell out of my dad. Well, I'll bet if I'd have had something like this happen to me, I'd have been a little tougher than I turned out to be. But who knows? But this guy, most people will know who Edward V. Rickenbacker was and what he did. But this book was just so good, and it wasn't good just because the stories were good. It wasn't good just because it told a fascinating story in itself. It was good because the writing was good. I don't know how this guy figured out how to do this. I don't know what kind of writing teacher he had, but he sure did a great job, and I recommend this book highly. Just go to any one of the major online retailers and enter the title Rickenbacker, and you will find it. I guarantee it. Stan Jabalisco signing off. Until next time, so long.